Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Ryan, and I just wanted to start today with talking about how next year I'm going to be starting my GCSEs. Now, most of you should be able to remember your GCSEs, or maybe even your O-levels. Should be able to remember revising super hard for this. Revision has taken a couple of massive steps in the past 10 years. We've gone from revising just out of a book to be able to using the internet and different apps such as Anki. Now in the internet, we have BBC Bitesize, where we can literally study every single GCSE topic, just free of charge. Additionally, Anki, where you can literally create your own flashcards from scratch within minutes. But something that's popped up in the past year is not only revolutionising my revision, but is also revolutionising the world, and that is AI. So for me, AI cropped up about May time. Now, in May, I can remember opening my Snapchat, which if anyone doesn't know, is a messaging app, sort of like WhatsApp. Now I was greeted with a message. Now this message said, "Good morning, Mike. Today we are rolling out our new My AI feature. Click on the My AI icon to get started." So as I did, my finger rose up the screen and tapped on the icon. My thumbs went away and typed hi. Now, it replied with, "Good morning, Mike. What can I do for you today?" So my thumbs again started typing, and I typed, "What are you?" Now it replied with a pretty peculiar message. It said, "Good morning, Mike. I'm an artificial intelligence you can chat with, ask questions, or even get advice from." Now, I was pretty amazed by this. And throughout the day, you bet all me and my friends were talking about was this AI. Now we went on seeing how far we could push this by asking it to translate good morning into German, for example. Or even asking it stupid questions like, "Are my toes too big for my ears?" Now of course, it didn't have an answer to that, but we still tried. And after this, I knew that there must be another step in this AI journey. And there was, in the form of ChatGPT. Now I was first made aware of ChatGPT in about July time, where I was on my nice summer break and a little video popped up on TikTok. Now I watched it fully and I thought, wow, I have to try that out for myself. And so I did. And it started out with me asking it to see what it would come up with if I asked it to describe the theory of relativity in 14-year-old terms. And as you can see by that paragraph, it's done that perfectly. Now how it's done that is it's learned about the theory of relativity, but also learned how 14-year-old children's minds work, learn how they write, learn how they understand different concepts, and therefore produce that paragraph. Now not only can ChatGPT do this, but it can also really help us out with our learning. For example, in English, my English teacher, when we learn about adverbs, she asked ChatGPT to create a massive paragraph full to the brim of adverbs. And it not only did this, but also highlighted all of them, told us how it used it, when we can use it, and perfectly described how to implement them in our own writing. Now move on a little bit further. AI has advanced considerably, and we have an app called Wombo. Now Wombo is an app which is described as a professional text-to-image generator. Now that image up there was created with a prompt, dog with its tongue out. And it's done that by, again, learning how dogs work, learning how their tongue shapes around their mouth like that. And it's produced that, an entirely original image. And for me, that's mind-blowing. But as well, move on a little bit further again, we have Adobe add-ons, such as that image in the bottom right, where you can see it has expanded an image. Now, it's done that without any knowledge of the outside world apart from that image. And that's mind-blowing. But move on again, to about a week ago now, and one of my friends came up to me and said, "Oh, Mike, have you heard about Sora?" I was like, "No." Well, he told me about this amazing text-to-video generator. Now, that video that's playing right now was entirely created by AI, with a prompt that went something like, two spacemen walking on an alien planet with an alien spaceship. And that is truly, truly amazing. But it's also scary. Like, if AI can now do this without any knowledge and just us teaching it, what else can people do? What will people be able to do with it? I can remember a point that came across. They said that, what about politicians? How scary would it be for politicians if they knew that technology like this could exist, that someone could take their face, copy it, and make them say outlandish things? Like, I don't know, if Rishi Sunak suddenly came onto a Twitter feed and said how he was going to bring back witchcraft and burn to the stake every woman with a wart, for example. And as well, I was scrolling through my TikTok again the other day, and I came across a video of Erling Haaland apparently saying how he was going to move to Real Madrid because Pep Guardiola wouldn't let him play with his toy soldiers. I mean, I know that that's fake, but other people won't. Now this man up on here, well first, who's heard of Stephen Bartlett here? Thank you. Well, Stephen Bartlett, for those of you who don't know, is an entrepreneur on Dragon's Den who does a podcast. This podcast is called A Diary of a CEO. Now, on one of these podcasts, he invites an AI expert who's also wrote a book called Scary Smart, called Mo Gawdat. And on both this podcast and this book, Mo gets one thing across in everything he's saying. AI is scary. We should be scared. And as you can see on that thumbnail, he says that AI is worse than climate change. Now that is a very bold claim. But in his book, he goes and backs it up by a point where by 2049, if AI carries on getting smarter at the rate it is, AI will become 1 billion times smarter than us. That's the equivalent to an ant just scurrying across the floor before I just go and stomp on it. That's scary. Like, if we have something that's 1 billion times smarter than us, what's stopping it from doing anything, really? We have countless examples of humans not abiding by rules, so what's going to stop something 1 billion times smarter than us? But I'm not going to go and dwell on that side, because I'm truly, truly excited by what AI can do. I really see AI being the full future of not only my revision, but also the world. As of right now, I could probably get AI to create videos of a red blood cell as making its way throughout the human body, getting oxidized or deoxidized. I could do that. And that's going to take hours off my revision. But I also see AI changing the world. As you can see, I asked ChatGPT to tell me what it thinks AI will be able to do, and it's come up with a pretty extensive list. As well, I believe it can solve poverty, inequality, or even wars. That's right. I believe that AI will be able to come up with solutions for, say, the Israel-Gaza conflict, or such conflicts that are very, very complex. As well, climate change. I can see AI being able to fix this problem we've created. And almost just like a prep school teacher, if two prep schoolers came up to them saying, "We've broken this," to them, the answer should be simple. Get some super glue and glue it back together. That's what I see AI doing. Now, thank you so much for listening, and I just want to propose you with one question. What do you think the right approach for AI is? Do you think the right approach is going and being quite scared about it and cautious and looking to see how we can maybe stifle it a little bit so it's not so in our faces. Or you're more me, as someone who's really, really, truly excited to see what AI can do. Thank you.